Tucson, an Arizona Lotus Corporation radio station. Stream us on your cell, laptop, desktop, or tablet at KFMA.com. You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents. Yep.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Monday, November 27th. Good morning, Weirdo.
Good morning.
And good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for tuning in the show. I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving and hopefully an extended weekend. I know a lot of you out there still hustling, still out of work on a lot of those days. I salute you as well. I know that grind very well. But we're back. We are back for another week. We're hitting the ground running. We basically have a month of full radio shows before we go into winter break, and we have to end the year strong. So we're starting things off with a countdown to Beast Beard Envy, which is going down this Friday, round 2. It is No Shave November, so if you haven't been shaving your face and you got a glorious beard, I need you to rush over to KFMA.com and submit a pic to be one of our contestants, because you could win a prize pack courtesy of Rustic's Barbershop inside the Tucson Mall, and we'll have you be a guest on our show this Friday morning, which is always going to be a party. So we are partying all week long, because Friday night is the Tucson Roadrunners comedy night. So we essentially, after the game, we're setting up a little comedy club, and I'm going to be hosting that. We got 6 great local comedians that are set to perform. So you're going to enjoy the hockey game, and then right after, be ushered into this nice little comedy club that we just made up, and have some cocktails and have some laughs, little post-game activities. How was your Thanksgiving holiday?
I mean, pretty standard fare.
Did you cook it all?
I did.
Okay, so is that like an assembly line because you got so many people in your house, your bed?
We had a spreadsheet written up on the fridge just because we had to hit all these different times for things to get made. But of course, the turkey, cooked faster than we had predicted, so it threw everything off.
That happened to my sister too. It's an odd year for turkeys, I guess.
Yeah.
So did the turkey turn out okay?
It turned out really good.
That's good.
Yeah. So, and then I made, sweet potato casserole and mashed potatoes, and we had salad, and it was good.
Yeah. I had a full weekend of wins and losses, so it was a lot of ups and downs. And, overall was a great weekend, but, I went up and down to Phoenix, I don't know, like 4 different times, just going back and forth. And I went back up on Friday night because for like weeks, I was excited about the Mouse Pal Fayuca show at Crescent Ballroom, right? I'm amped up. I'm sharing posts about it on my Instagram, making sure that we're all situated. I round up a group of friends up in Phoenix to be able to hang out with, to take them to the show, to enjoy that festivity. We go down there, and it looks like surprisingly light, like not too many people are showing up. And I'm like, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
So we go park behind the venue, and I notice like a big tour bus, and I'm like, well, that's weird. There's a tour bus here because these are like local. Wait a second. I look at the flyer, and the show's on Saturday.
Oh no.
Yeah, dude. And this is how stupid I am. When I talked to Gabo from Fayuca, when we had him on the show, he reminded me that I said Friday and he corrected me Saturday, and I ignored him. And I'm like, nope, in my mind it's Friday. We're locked in on Friday. Friday is the day it's going to be, no matter what. I talked to several people about this who were involved with the show, and I'm pretty sure they all corrected me. And I do this over and over again.
You and calendars don't get along.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, again, if I just like focus on a day, then I don't care what facts might come my way. They're going to be blocked and ignored.
Right.
It's insane. So that was a bummer. But there is good news for Tucsonans. Of course, we've been celebrating this fantastic season of U of A Wildcats football. Coach Fish, man, turned these kids around, and it was all about the bowl games.
The Pro Bowl.
No, stop. You better stop right now. Stupid. Just because I'm spacing out. I know this too. This is gonna make me mad. But when a U of A faces ASU, it's the Calder Cup. No, it's not the Calder Cup. It's a cup. of some sorts. Anyways, I know you guys know 600 KFMA.
Wait, Stanley Cup?
No, shut up.
Okay.
Stop with sports talk. You don't talk. I'm just trying to say congratulations to our UA Wildcats. Whooped ASU's ass this year. So not only was it a fantastic season and we're going into a bowl game, but the cherry on top is beating ASU with the very last game of the season.
Of course.
And that is an actual cup. Here, I'm getting messages right now. Oh, yeah, the Territorial Cup.
There we go.
Thank you, Anthony. Oh, that would have bugged me. And then you just throwing out all the random stuff. Like, no. Yes. So initially, it wasn't even close. Like ASU scored the first touchdown, and you're like, oh, man, maybe they'll make this a game. And then I think U of A responded with like 52 points in a row. So it's like, oh, okay, I guess it's not going to be a game. So bear down and congratulations on an excellent season. Now it's just all eyes on what bowl we're going to get. And I know, like, according to Spears, a lot of people are hoping that we'll be in Vegas for the bowl game there. So I'm sure the updates will be happening. But again, fantastic season for the U of A Wildcats. Clap for that.
Yeah.
All right, let's get this show going. Or Weirdo starts yelling out random cups. We got your morning moron coming up after Nita Strauss and Dorothy. Let's pause that. And yo, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Please welcome in studio a very special guest. He's a comedian that's going to be performing for the Roadrunners Comedy Night that's happening this Friday. I got Chris Quinn. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, Beef.
Thanks for being had, brother. We got a lot that we're going to cover here. It's going to be fun. And speaking of the Roadrunners Comedy Night, I'm going to actually have Roadrunners president Bob Hoffman joining us via satellite to give us a rundown of what to expect. This Friday is going to be a fun one. You know, Chris is kicking off this week of comedians that we're going to have every single day on the podcast broadcast. And, you know, they're going to be performing all on one night only at the Roadrunners Comedy Club. Like, we're setting up an actual comedy club at the TCC. So right after the game, we're going to go there. There'll be a bar set up, and Bob's going to give us all the details there. And then we'll do a 1 hour comedy show. And then Chris is, rising to the challenge because Chris, has been, how long have you been a stand-up comedian?
4 or 5 years.
Right.
Everybody doesn't like to count the pandemic. So I like to just, put that as a titular, as like it's 4 or 5, whatever you want.
Okay, so 4 if you don't count the pandemic,
Yep.
5 if you do.
Yep.
I mean, was it tough to do any kind of gigs or any mic time during pandemic?
Literally did none. And I
Yeah.
had friends that still went out and they were like, no, you should come out. I'm just like, nah, I'm just going to wait.
Yeah.
Because they were like, it is so brutal. Like, you think it's a bad show. It was like the worst of worst shows.
Yeah.
In the pandemic. So.
I mean, in fact, yeah, with people showing up, it's not even that they're, they have COVID on the mind, in the back of the mind,
Yeah.
even though they're brave enough to go out to like a comedy show. At the same time, they feel like a dick if they laugh too hard because they're projecting,
I was gonna say, they're still not letting loose like they would have.
Yeah, because you can't, because even when you laugh loud, that's a lot of germs going in the air.
Mhm.
Yeah. So even as a comedian, you don't want to kill because you might be killed.
You might be killing.
Yeah. And spreading that. So yeah, I can see that. I understand why you would hesitate.
But then we got this show coming up, which is literally like an ideal show. That's what, and I've talked to all the other comics who are on it. They're just like, oh yeah, we are like waiting for a show like this.
You excited about
Where
this?
Yes.
That's
it's going to
good.
be like a packed house, and there's going to be a bunch of, great comics and booze after a great hockey game. Like, it's literally ideal for what we all want. So,
Exactly. And kind of warmed up too, with like the people that are going to be at the game, of course, presumably they're going to be enjoying themselves at the game.
yes.
And they're still gonna continue to have a good time on a Friday night. So that's what I'm expecting and hoping. And I know we're going to pack that room. So we'll get all the details from Bob in a little bit. And we are going to be getting into some viral videos that I want to share with you. Now, I know that you're not a wrestling fan, Chris, but there was a big return that we talked about this morning, and that was that of CM Punk. You ever heard of the name CM Punk?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, sure.
So CM Punk is one of those guys as a professional wrestler who's famous enough and has a big enough name, even non-wrestling fans know who it is. He's always in the conversation, and there's always drama surrounding CM Punk. And there was a lot of people who wouldn't believe that CM Punk would ever return to WWE. That's where he rose to prominence, and then there was a falling out. There was a lawsuit. It was ugly.
And then he went to MMA for a minute, right?
Yep, got
He
his
did.
ass
Okay.
whooped twice.
Yep.
In a horrific fashion. It was bad. How he got his ass whooped there. So, so then he had to lay low after getting his ass kicked twice in MMA.
We've all been
so,
there.
Yeah, so people would forget about that. And they did. And then he returned to professional wrestling with an organization called AEW. And AEW was kind of a startup from a billionaire's son who always loved professional wrestling. So essentially, daddy got him a wrestling promotion. And at first, it looked very prominent, or like it looked like it had potential of being something special. Unfortunately, he's just a giant nerd, and he's letting all the wrestlers kind of run the insane asylum, so to speak, right? And it's bad. And CM Punk is an older man in his 40s. He doesn't have time for like immature BS. And he was dealing with a lot of that. And so there was a meltdown. He threatened to kick some ass, and he got fired. And this was enough bad blood from CM Punk and AEW that he decided to suck it up and go to the WWE and apologize for his past ways and be like, is there any way we can get together and bury this son of a bitch? And that's what it is. Like, the gossip and drama between all that is pretty entertaining, more entertaining than what you see on the screen. Hold on a second.
I was going to say the background drama is so much more than what they've written. They're just like, this is actually what you want.
Yes. Yeah. That is, we're talking professional wrestling here. That's comedian Chris Quinn. We're live on the podcast broadcast on Rock 102.1. Now, we're speaking of CM Punk's return, which was a great return. And if you watched it live, you probably got goosebumps. The electricity was in the air. It was one of the loudest pops that you've ever seen as a WWE fan. But the best part about it was the fan reactions. And these nerds were videoing themselves, just waiting for something to happen. And when it happened, they absolutely lost their minds. And I want to share with you some of my favorite reactions on the podcast broadcast stream. YouTube.com/BeFegan. We'll be back with Roadrunners president Bob Hoffman giving us the rundown on Comedy Night happening this Friday at the TCC. So stick around and Rock 102.1 KFMA. Here's the Beastie Boys. All right, so that was a word salad, but want to get that in the way, or out of the way. All right, so here, let's go right into our first video, just so you know what I'm talking about, because this is amazing. Now, are you a fan of anything, or what are you a fanboy of, Chris? Is there anything in particular?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I love comedy because I'm a stand-up and all that, but I'm really into soccer, which is always a weird one to say in America, but it's just the truth.
Do you call it football?
No, okay. I'm not a pretentious,
Yeah.
So I'll call it soccer to the day I die, because that's what I grew up saying. So I don't know,
You grew up as an American, like in soccer.
Oh yeah. Here in Tucson, I grew up. So
who's your favorite soccer team?
Chelsea.
Yeah. Okay. So it's still a UK team.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but you have to. That's where all the best.
Well, that's
soccer is. Yeah. All right. Well, okay. So imagine, I don't know if it was David Beckham returning to. Obviously, I don't know too much about soccer.
Yeah.
But all right, so here's one of my favorite reaction videos. I'm going to play a couple of these, and so you get an idea of how crazy these wrestling fans are when they find out that CM Punk is returning. This is live at the Allstate Arena in Chicago. Check this out.
Gotta take off the glasses.
I don't think I've ever been that excited in my entire life.
Yeah.
And I've done things that this guy's never done. I've been with women.
Yeah.
I've never been that excited in my entire life.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Yeah, see his cries. So that was the first reaction, and as genuine as could be. You can't even fake being that excited about something. You know what I mean?
He looks like he's about to cry.
Yeah, and I'm sure he did. I'm sure he cried, and there's another minute of this. I'm sure it was just tears running down his face all night long at the thought that CM Punk has returned to the WWE. Now, he is in Chicago, and that is CM Punk's hometown.
Yeah.
So there isn't another place on the planet that would garner the same reaction, right? Yeah. But as a wrestling fan, this is called a pop, right? And comedy, that as well. But this was the loudest pop that I recall in the WWE. Yeah. I say of all time. That's how impressive this return was.
Even more so than Edge doing the spear to. Oh my God, my mind just went blank.
Okay,
Mick Foley. With the table on fire, that was a
Yes.
huge pop.
Yes, it was. But yeah, not as. So here's another fan reaction. Again, he's still at the arena as well. This is at the end of War Games. Looks like it's all done.
Yeah.
They wrapped it all up. Nothing else to see here. We're just going to sing a song and go home all merry after a good pay-per-view. And then this happened.
The dude's eyes.
Yeah. They're literally bulging out of his face. Is that him saying, "Oh my God"?
Yep.
Yeah, it just makes you a 12-year-old boy again, I guess.
Right.
It does.
It actually makes me want to get into wrestling, seeing people's reaction,
I'm
because
bet-
you're just like, you're so invested. You're just like, I want that for myself.
That is the best like advertisement for professional wrestling.
Yes.
Because if you think about it in other sports and you've been a soccer fan, when have you ever had a reaction like that? I
Not
guess
such a surprise.
yeah,
That's
it's
the
usually-
big,
yeah.
Right.
yeah, because you can almost see stuff coming with that. I bet nobody saw him coming, let alone that happening when it did.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's off and on. There's been rumors about him coming back, and then it would die down, and then go back again. And so there was the rumors when he left AEW, but it died down again. That everybody kind of forgot about it.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
well, they still weren't forgetting. They were still chanting his name throughout the night because it was Chicago. But, honestly, it's comparable to your team getting like a last second goal and win.
Yes,
Mhm.
definitely.
Right? Those are those type of reactions. But even those reactions, you kind of, it can happen.
Yeah.
This was a situation where people just thought it was impossible, that it just could not happen. And sure enough, it did. And it was fantastic. So, yeah, it's those kind of videos that you'll see that will make you want to be a part of the cult
Yeah.
that is professional wrestling, which is at like the popularity globally is at an all-time high. It really is pretty insane. So let me get this video ready here for our next little rundown. Let me mute that real quick. Because our viral video of the day is a woman who was enjoying a beautiful day at the beach by herself. And it was such a beautiful like background and setting. The water was feeling nice and warm. It was splashing against her feet. She's smelling the ocean breeze. She's feeling it on her skin, like gently kiss her skin. And she thought to herself, good thing I brought my bullet, maybe I'll just
I was going to
squeeze
ask,
one out.
because you did bring this up before. I was thinking, did she have help or was it just her?
It was just her.
I mean, did she bring?
accessories.
Did she bring accessories, or
Mhm.
was she just double clicking the mouse?
Yeah, which again, I think she could have got away with it a little easier if she was double clicking the mouse.
Yep.
But she seems like she's a screamer. And I'll explain why as I share the story, and we're about to get on the air with it. So let's get right into it. Rock 102.1 KFMA. That was Alice in Chains with Them Bones. Welcome back to the show. We're about to do the single song takeover right after our next commercial break, but I want to share a viral video with you. Now, this situation happened in Georgia back in 2021. So this is 2 years old. But there was a woman named Christina, and she was 34 at the time. Stacked. She's a good looking woman. And she was out at the beach, and, it wasn't too busy on the beach. And she's sitting there with her toes in the sand and the water splashing against her feet. And like I was saying on the stream, it was a gentle ocean breeze. It was softly kissing her skin, and it kind of got her in the mood. And she decided on this beautiful Sunday to take matters into her own hand and just squeeze one off real quick, right? As you do when nobody's around and you're just kind of living life in the moment. Problem with Christina is, I guess there was a family close by.
Oops.
Yeah, one was a Karen who did not like the fact that she was doing that, and they knew exactly what she was doing. As discreet as Christina was, they picked up what she was putting down. So they called the cops, and the cops came out, and they had to ask Christina a bunch of questions, and they just released the video footage of this, and I have to share it with you because her defense. She kind of buried herself with her defense. So I'm going to pull this up on the podcast broadcast stream so you can see it at youtube.com/beefvegan, but you'll be able to hear this. So check this out.
There's nobody. I was just sitting on my tail. Nobody was around me.
Okay, and you were over at the beach?
Like I was near the water.
In the water?
Yeah.
Okay.
What did I do? What did I do?
So apparently you were masturbating on the beach.
that moment right there, right, where she's about to say something, and she's just like, oh no, they know what I did.
plead the fifth.
The silent yes.
Yes. Now, initially, she tried to kind of deny these charges, but you could tell as she continued to talk, she continued to incriminate herself to the point where she almost went into graphic detail exactly what crime she committed.
Who saw that?
I mean, a couple people.
No, they
Family.
didn't. That's not
You know, why
true.
would they call us?
Nobody was around. It was an anonymous call. Is this one of my buddies? Okay,
No,
one of my buddies.
No, it's not. One of your buddies.
You want it
It's
to
a
be.
family.
Okay, look, let me.
You want it to be one of your
let me
buddies.
show you
Yeah.
what I did.
So she's about to do a reenaction, which is amazing. All right.
Let me show you what I did.
Is there
Yeah.
anything in the bag?
No.
Is it all right if I look through it? I mean, if you can open it and can I see the contents inside the bag?
Yes. I don't really understand what y'all.
We're just here because someone called and we're very concerned. Okay.
This is really highly offensive to me.
I got it.
That's good. Always play the offensive card in a
Yep.
situation like that. As a white woman, it works like 9 out of 10 times.
Yep. Bring the victim card and then try and get away.
Yeah. That's very 2023. She was ahead of her time. Yeah.
And that's why I'm trying to figure it out.
It's my vibrator, but I just put it in my. I was sitting on the beach, and I just. Okay. Do I need?
In that situation, the cop was like, well, I was thinking about drugs or weapons, but yeah, I guess the vibrator would be in there, would it not?
Mhm.
And here's how she continues to incriminate herself. And this is a good lesson in what not to do in a situation like this.
Do I get a ticket?
So you did have a vibrator.
Listen, I was sitting on the water like this, and I just put it in there, and it was covered up, and I just had an orgasm. I'm sorry, I was stressed out.
I
Is that
got you.
Why do so many
Okay.
criminals incriminate
Fantastic.
themselves?
Yes, exactly. It was a straight up confession. And like, no, you never admit to having an orgasm. If anything, you say, I just tickled it a little bit and that was
Yeah.
it.
Right.
If you do like a little brush by, like, I got aroused, but I didn't finish.
I was massaging my inner thigh.
Yeah,
Come on.
absolutely. So we'll continue to watch how she continued to incriminate herself. She did get arrested, by the way. So if there is a takeaway on this, is you never admit to full release.
Mhm.
You always say there was some arousal, but I did not finish. You cannot, convict if you do not finish. I'm pretty sure that's in the law book somewhere. Anyways, we'll continue at youtube.com/bevegan. When we return, Roadrunners president Bob Hoffman will be joining us. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. All right, let's see what Bob texts here. I did check your spam. All right, so hopefully it'll be coming in. Let's see a little bit more of this because it gets better actually, and a little more graphic, but I love it.
For me.
I'm sorry, nobody saw me. I was in the water. Okay, so what? If this is anonymous call,
I mean, if nobody saw them, they wouldn't have called, right?
If nobody saw, they wouldn't have called.
don't do this to me. Are you serious? Joking.
Poor
The
girl.
family saw it. They had kids.
What? Are you,
That's
there
why they
was
called.
nobody around me.
So
I also love the fact she was wearing a giant cross, and this was on the Lord's Day.
Yeah,
So-
Yeah.
The Lord's Day in Georgia.
In Georgia.
Yeah, it was religious. And there's her chucks. I got the same pair of shoes.
that's what they call it.
Got the same vibrator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Knows you going through it. You locking everything. She admitted to it. She said she had an orgasm.
I was just gonna, she
all that other good mess. So.
did herself
Yeah.
in. If you know what I mean?
That's usually what happens. These criminals will like confess and really do them in. So
She was like, I had an orgasm. It wasn't that great. There's no way you can
Right.
bring me in on it.
now, luckily, she's attractive. In the state of Florida, that's just a misdemeanor. But if she was like looking like the officers that arrested her, felony, and they probably would have found extra charges to
That's true.
throw her way, throw the whole book at her. But and that was a one piece too. So pretty, she's pretty discreet
Right.
in a way. In the water, waterproof bullet. You just kind of, how it's done.
Yeah, at home.
Oh.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm into some awesome things, but I don't know if I just do that by myself.
Are you
in public.
saying you've never self pleasured in a situation? I got to be a little clean because I know that we're gonna have the Roadrunners on here soon. But you never had a situation where you explored publicly when no one was around, like in the woods, like camping on Mount Lemon at the Beyond Bread. I mean,
Not at the Beyond Bread. No,
Yeah.
I've definitely had fun outside camping. But again, we disperse camp. We're nowhere near anybody.
Okay, so you disperse camp, so that makes somewhat of a difference. But beyond that, anything like nothing at a bus stop?
No.
Okay, I thought
dressing room.
Didn't you grow up here in Tucson?
Mm-hmm.
I felt like that was just like a staple of grew up in Tucson.
Bus stop masturbation.
Yeah. I know. Whenever I drive down Grant, I see at least 3 people participating.
Yeah, that's not me.
It's a thing.
It is.
Yeah,
it's a communal Tucson thing.
Uh-huh.
So.
Have you ever gotten in the back of an Uber?
Not in the back of an Uber.
A Lyft?
No.
Taxi?
No.
Okay.
I mean, friends driving and then, messing around in the back because being drunk and stuff, but not like in a Lyft or an Uber or taxi.
Okay. All right.
I've done it on a Uber, but just by myself.
While you picked up the other riders.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
That's why I can't have a stick shift anymore. I need my extra hand.
I'm still moving it around. I gotta get in 5th gear. Yep, I know. Well, I guess you're a better person than I am because I was guilty on all those questions. All right,
Beyond Bread, all of them.
I keep it classy.
Yeah, at the Beyond Bread. Actually, it was a sauna right above. Never mind. I want to get into this single song takeover, and then we'll play Morning Moron or F My Life, and then we'll have Bob on the stream. So all that is coming up here, and I do have more videos as well. But that was good. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate that woman? She was pretty attractive.
No, she was. Yeah, definitely.
Her rack was nice.
Yeah.
I want to motorboat him.
Yeah. She had a nice butt too. She was covering that up. She was still modest.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling you, like, someone's gonna wife her up. And they have this video now that is a forever video, which is amazing. That's the mother of somebody's children.
Oh, that'll be a great story to tell the grandkids one day. How did you meet? Watch this video.
Rock 102.1. It's time for your single song takeover. I just recently received an email from James, and he had an interesting question, a very valid question. He said, "Hey, Beef, why don't you ever play Amigo the Devil?" I'm like, oh, yeah, man. We've been promoting Amigo the Devil, performing with Flogging Molly on March 15th at the Rialto Theater. I'm a fan of Amigo the Devil. So, yes, I do want to play Amigo the Devil. And that's going to be our single song takeover right now. We're going to do a throwback from Amigo the Devil. I think this is a song that kind of put him on the map. It's called Murder at a Bingo Hall. So turn it up. It's your single song takeover on Rock 102.1 KFMA. This is Amigo the Devil. All right, clear. I could hear that in my headphones. You cannot, but it's so good. All right, but with that said, let me get our video going on, and I'm going to get Bob all situated. All right, so earlier this morning, let's see, we got weird with Weirdo, and you're never going to want to eat lettuce again. This is why. Check it out. A lot of weird things happening in the world, and here to recap all of them is my good friend Weirdo. What's weird this week, Weirdo?
Well, I mean, have you ever heard of like when a couple gets divorced and the bride will burn her wedding dress? Have you seen these?
Yeah, I've seen that for sure, and it's part of like the divorce party and that kind of thing. And good for them. It's like, a clean slate. You kind of get the negative and burn it away kind of deal. Yeah.
Right. So there is a business in China that is kind of doing something similar, but it's with wedding photos to help them destroy wedding photos because they have a tradition of not just putting wedding photos on paper, but on flame resistant canvas.
Okay.
Yeah. So they have come in and they will take the art pieces and just shred them.
Oh, so a wedding shredding. Okay, I can dig that. That's starting to be growing popularity in China.
Yeah.
Are divorces happening like so much so that this is an actual business?
Oh, I mean, they have 1 billion people.
Yeah, I guess so. I just didn't know what traditionally what the thoughts of divorce were in that country.
I do not have the numbers on that, but yeah, so the company is owned by Lou and they send the photos to him and he sprays over them so no one in the picture can be recognized and then puts it into an industrial shredding machine. Problem solved, all for the cost of $14.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Damn.
But,
yeah, I mean, trying to be cheap.
But he has enough customers that he is going to be a millionaire quite soon.
Wow, that is crazy. Yeah, you think that's something that might catch on in America? I mean, we don't have, flame-resistant canvases that we put our wedding photos on, so I guess we don't need it. We could just burn it up or, kind of do like an or reverse gender reveal and just blow it up. In America, I feel like we blow it up. Like if we started a business saying, hey, you got divorced, we will have your photos of your wedding be exploded by fireworks and stuff, people are gonna pay
onto
up.
something.
Yeah,
Be
see?
Vegan presents blow up your wedding photos.
Hell yeah, dude. I wish we could do that as like just a station promo, but I'm sure my lawyers will jump in and be like, that's a liability.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no fun. They don't let us blow up anything around here.
Yeah.
All right, what else going on in the world of weird?
Well, there's these routine medical procedures that people need to get as we age.
What are those?
Well, let's see. You get your prostate checked.
Right.
And really, really common, believe starting at like 40 is a colonoscopy, right?
Not starting at 40, but starting at like soon. I haven't. Okay, relax. Put the pressure on. I know that I'm getting to that age where I'm going to have to start having people know me rectally, but so I think it's 45 for colonoscopies.
Okay, and what would be your biggest worry of them finding during a colonoscopy?
Finding? Well, any of the deadly stuff or anything that I may have like misplaced up there from the 90s. They were a wild time.
Well, one man in Missouri, they found a live fly. Yeah, just up in his colon.
They didn't find that. First off, I'm going to blame the doctor for doing the colonoscopy, like opening it up too wide and letting a fly get in there.
Well, the theory is that the fly ended up there after the man possibly ate contaminated lettuce before the appointment. So, like, there was a fly egg on the lettuce, and then it was birthed in his colon.
That's something that can happen? You're about to give us all nightmares. No way. You're saying if you accidentally eat a fly egg, then a fly can hatch inside your body and then fly around and live? Fly around? Was it flying?
That's what they said. Yeah, it said it miraculously survived the stomach acid and matured into a full adult fly. So this is a good time to remind you, please wash your fruits and veggies before you eat them.
That's a fantastic reminder. Yeah. Thanks for the nightmare fuel. Yeah. If you think you're like, like the whole, like you meet someone, you're like, I got butterflies in my stomach. No, you don't. You got fly eggs in your stomach.
You have other insects.
All right, we're going to end that conversation real quick because I do have Bob Hoffman, president of the Roadrunners, backstage listening to all that nonsense. Good morning, Bob. Good to see you.
Good morning. That was a nonsense. That's very very informative. And getting up there in age myself, I can tell you that checklist of things that you need to get taken care of is getting longer and longer. So
yeah, have you had that already? Because I'm getting there. I mean, I have to find a PCP just so I could have somebody tinker around back there, make sure everything's all good, check the oil, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, the oil changes come much more frequently when you hit 50. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, I want to introduce you to one of our guests here. He's going to be a comedian this Friday night, Chris Quinn. So, Chris Quinn, this is Roadrunners president, Bob Hoffman.
Hi, Bob. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Chris. We're so excited.
Yeah.
We're so excited to have you here.
Yeah, and all the comedians are uber stoked about this. In fact, actually, Chris hosts a sports podcast with his buddy, who's a comedian as well, who's on that show as well, right?
Yep, the Sports Experience podcast. His name's Dom DeTola. He's going to be on Friday. And yeah, we're just super excited for the game and the show, to be honest, because it's going to be my first Roadrunner game. So I'm just ready for it.
Yeah. And that's our goal to get first timers out because they're always coming back because it's such a fantastic experience. And so, Bob, we got about 50 seconds before we're going to be live on the air. And we'll talk about all the details and the particulars that we need to do for everything. You just get them amped up and hyped up. And then tomorrow morning, I'll start giving away tickets for this. I gave away tickets for Saturday's anime game this week, but I need Friday tickets for sure.
No, I'll give you whatever you need, Beef, on that. Just all you need to give us is a name and then a phone number to text them to. But you can do 4 packs all week long. All week long, do 4 packs.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I'll let Mucho know, and we might have that, but I'll make sure we're on that page. So it's stoked, and then we'll talk about the setup of the little comedy club too, right? So you have that going, and is it gonna look good? Are you excited about it?
God, I hope so. Yeah, we're trying to make it a little bit of a nightclub feel. A little ambiance in there. We have a bar that we've brought in. So a stage, backdrop, banner with it. But the Roadrunners Comedy Club will debut on Friday night, and we hope this will be the first of many of these as the years continue with great kind of post-game type entertainment that we can put out there for fans.
Absolutely. We're talking with Tucson Roadrunners president Bob Hoffman on Rock 102.1 KFMA. This Friday is Roadrunners Comedy Club night. because each we have all these different theme nights for the Tucson Roadrunners. This one is different because this is literally like an after party set up right there at the TCC. So as you're enjoying the game and we watch our Roadrunners rack up another W against San Jose this Friday, then immediately after the game, we go into a comedy club that is right there in the TCC with a full bar set up. And then we have 6 fantastic comedians that are set to perform for you for a good hour-long comedy show. Chris Quinn is one of those comedians who's joining us. And of course, we got Bob on. So what are some of the details for the comedy club night that our Tucson Roadrunner fans need to know about?
Yeah, well, it's really something that we, like you said, we have a lot of theme nights throughout the year. So it's something that we're trying, to add some value to coming out to games for our current fan base, but then also to try to draw new fans. We want to find, fans in waiting and really expose them to the great sport of hockey and get them out to the Tucson arena. And, I personally love going to comedy clubs, love the whole stand-up world is amazing to me. And I think this is just a great fit to mix this in with what we do at our games. The price of the ticket is just one price. You just come to the hockey game and you can get into the Roadrunners Comedy Club after game for no charge.
Yeah,
we will, as you said, have a full bar there. If you want to partake in some beverages, you certainly don't have to. But I think the whole setup is going to feel like we're trying to make it feel like a nightclub after. It's not sitting in your seats at the game. You're going to get up and not have to go very far to the kind of convention center space that we're fortunate enough to have down there at the Tucson Convention Center. Come to the convention center space, stage, the mic, club setup, and we'll have a great evening. And like you said, about an hour worth of 6 fantastic comedians that have jumped on to do this. We're excited for that, and just a great way to start your weekend.
Yeah, and there are 6 of the best there that we have going on in Tucson, and it's clean comedy show. So you don't have to worry about offensive language or anything like that. But that's also the challenge for comedians, and Chris knows this. Being a comedian in the game, to do clean comedy is a challenge that a lot of comedians can't even attempt, right? But the real comedians know that anyone who can work clean and also work blue is somebody who knows the craft, works hard at their craft, and
exactly.
And
because we were talking about it earlier, like some of the dirty jokes, it's like low hanging fruit. But when you see somebody that can actually kill clean, they get so much respect because how hard it is, and it really is universal where you can kind of like bring your kids in, and they're not going to be like, oh, we need to leave right now. Like that's not going to be the issue with this. It's literally going to be a comedy show for everybody. Yeah. So yeah, come on in after we see the Roadrunners win. We definitely want to see you in there, having a good time.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how this comedy club is going to be set up because I know we'll have the aesthetics, the lighting, and everything. It's going to feel like you're walking into a comedy club inside the TCC. And 10 on our stream asked if it's kid-friendly, Bob. I know that Chris has kid-friendly comedy, but is it like a family thing as well?
Absolutely, yeah. We wanted to make it for all ages. We don't want to exclude anyone with it. So I know that the comedians that are coming, and Chris included here, want to make it for all ages. I'm sure there are going to be some tongue-in-cheek type jokes that are in there that the adults are going to get.
Yep.
But we want it to be for everybody, and absolutely bring all ages and have a great evening with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we'll make an innuendo or two, but we definitely want it to be family friendly, and we definitely want, like you were saying, you want kids to enjoy themselves as long as same with their parents. So
yeah, it's a good time for a first time for families to be in a comedy club setting. So Dusty will be out there. I'll be out there, hosting and making sure you guys are having a good time. And I'm just excited about it. It's going to be a full night of great action. And not only do we have the game with the puck drop happening at 7:00, you can get those tickets TucsonRoadrunners.com. We'll be giving away 4 packs of tickets through the rest of the week, so you could join us in comedy club night. And then don't forget to just stay after the game and make your way into the club. It's pretty simple as that, right? Now, what is some of the ticket information that we can give our listeners so they can go to TucsonRoadrunners.com and get loaded up with their tickets today so they don't have to risk not winning tickets?
Well, today's is the key, to be honest with you. We try to be family friendly and affordable for everything we do, but you're not going to get much more affordable than Cyber Monday and today. We have throughout the day today $25 tickets for the best seats in the house.
Nice.
that you can get today only. No limit. Go on to our website. It'll guide you to that Cyber Monday. Our social media channels have a link that'll get you there, but you have to go to a specific link that you can grab to our social media and go there and buy your tickets for Friday or for any game. They're good for any game the rest of the year, but that does include Friday. So come on out and grab your tickets from that side of things.
Let me ask you this, Bob, because you said $25 tickets, any tickets. You're talking $25 tickets for like teddy bear toss night?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're talking
December 16th is our big game of the year, at least for the first half of the season with our teddy bear toss. Yep, you can get your teddy bear toss, Star Wars night, Harry Potter night, even the fan appreciation night that's sold out each and every year at the end of the season in April. Get your tickets now for that for $25. It's about half price from what you would pay at the box office if you just walked up to buy your ticket.
nice, excellent. Yeah, any game of the entire season, $25. Bob, I'm gonna let you go before you get swatted. It sounds like yeah.
They're after me. They heard Chris was going to be in town on Friday and down here to the arena, so they're getting ready for you, Chris. Be careful.
Yeah, they're coming for me. Uh-oh.
Yeah. When you hear the sirens, that's your cue.
Yeah.
That's like the red light. Get off the stage. They're coming. But no, we got, I'm very excited about this Friday. But Bob, thank you for reminding me about Cyber Monday. $25 tickets for any of the seats there in TCC for any game, including all the big games like Star Wars nights and, of course, Teddy Bear Toss Night, which is coming up here right around the corner. But join us this Friday for the Comedy Club night, as we'll be out there ready to make you laugh and entertain you after a great game as the Tucson Roadrunners face off against San Jose. It's Tucson Roadrunners president Bob Hoffman, everybody. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
All right. And we will see you Friday. All right. We're going to hit the reset on the FM side. I'll be back with more right after this. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. All right. Excellent, Bob. I'll call you a little bit later. All right.
Yeah, that's good. I just want to go over the kind of logistics for the week. The tickets, like I was talking about, I can give you a whole bunch to give away. We want to try to make it as big and as bad as we can make it. So
I love it.
Give me a call later. I'm pretty free most of the afternoon.
All right. Sounds good.
Thanks.
I appreciate
care,
it. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you later.
See you Friday.
Nice to meet you.
Bye. You too.
Yeah, you'll see Bob. He's a good time. Let's see. Let's show this Laugh Night flyer too. I'm gonna pull this up. Is there a slider? There it is. There you are. Boom. Laugh Night. Look, he's laughing. Yeah. Oh yeah, presented by Rock 102.1 Beef Vegan Presents as well. Look at your name right there at the top.
Nice.
Look, is that technically headlining?
I think not, but I think it's the opposite, but that's all right.
You think it's Dom?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's fair. You know, and this might be the actual lineup. We'll see how it works out. I know that as far as our guests this week, Chris is kicking things off, and I appreciate you coming in on a Monday, starting off the week with us. Tomorrow we're gonna have Holly Hilton in studio, and then Wednesday we're gonna have Jen and probably Atlanta on via remote on Wednesday. No, Thursday is gonna be Omar.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then Friday is going to be Dom. So a full week of comedians and laughs. It's going to be good times.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Now, when's your next gig beyond this? You do gigs around town, right?
Yeah, I do all the comedy at the Screening Room. So I run an open mic there every Wednesday. And then hopefully next month I have this one comic coming, but she hasn't confirmed. And I remember I was just like, about to be on the radio, so I could announce it. But so December 8th, I'm doing a comedy show at the Screening Room, whether it's her or not. So
okay.
Either one, it's going to be there.
Nice.
So,
yeah. I got to get in touch with the people at the Screening Room too, because I want to book something there.
Oh, you can. I book it there. So just literally get in touch with me.
Oh, we'd be talking then.
I was going to say, if you contacted them, they are bad at passing messages on. So
yes, they are.
Yeah. So yeah, just contact me via Instagram and we'll get something going.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, excellent. Well, good. Yeah, because I was thinking we could do a live podcast like variety show. I got ideas. So get ready. Clear your schedule, weirdo.
All right.
Once you figure that out. All right. Let's now we're talking clean comedy, of course. We have that happening on Friday, but we don't necessarily have to be too clean right now. I do want to talk about holiday parties. Now, did you go to the holiday party last year?
No.
Okay. Do you have holiday parties? You work like a day job?
I work a day job, but not. My current job doesn't have holiday parties.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
I've been to them. So I'm an accountant and I've worked at an accounting firm. And I went to a holiday party once where somebody got way too hammered. And I remember I was just like, that could have been me. Yeah. In my mind, I was just like, that could have been me so easily tonight that, yeah.
Yeah, I grew up, working casino parties is like my family business. So I was always working the holiday parties for years since I was like 18, until I got a job here. I was never a guest at a holiday party, and I was always bummed because, when you're always working and you're seeing people having like the best time.
Yep.
And I've seen some pretty crazy holiday parties over my years. In fact, I have one a story that I'll share after I share with you this lawsuit that's now growing because a Taco Bell employee is now suing after their Christmas party became a triple Xmas party.
Oh,
Now this is a Taco Bell. And Taco Bell having a holiday party is pretty impressive, right?
Yep.
yeah.
I've done lots of fast food jobs growing up. Never had any kind of anything. Not even
Camaraderie.
yeah, they
Right.
wouldn't even say happy birthday on your birthday, even if
Exactly.
you wore a shirt saying it's your birthday. But this happened in LA, and this woman is suing her former employer and manager. See, last year, Elena was invited to the Christmas party by her work supervisor, where she was encouraged to bring food for like a potluck style buffet, right? She brought guacamole, by the way, just so you know.
All right.
Now, when she arrived at the restaurant, the Taco Bell, that's where the party was being held. She saw the windows of the Taco Bell had been covered with wrapping paper, and the cameras inside the restaurant had been covered. It's going to be a party, right?
Yeah.
It's going to jump off. Well, in addition to that, alcohol was served, and that's before Taco Bell, I think, at least that location had the Baja Blast margaritas,
Mhm.
right? So they're serving alcohol inside this Taco Bell. Now, I'll tell you what, like, that's not a bad place to throw like a company party. That would be kind of fun. It's like a theme,
Mhm.
even though you work there. So it kind of would suck if you work there, but for anyone else, it'd be pretty fun. Anyways, once the alcohol was served, it quickly became a problem because Elena claims that many were overserved. And eventually she saw a coworker and his wife having sex right there in front of everyone.
Whoa.
Yeah. Now, it's a party in Taco Bell. You start banging your wife on the counter, Yeah.
And was she an employee?
I don't know if the wife was. I think the coworker was.
All right.
Yeah, with his wife. I mean, the fact that the guy works at Taco Bell and he's married,
Mm.
that's impressive right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a career, never been married. Anyways, so in addition, that wife, while in the act of having her own taco filled,
Yeah, there you go.
was kissing her female manager and another woman.
Okay.
Babuski. This is impressive. Like I said, now I don't think, and I'm sorry I'm even sharing this story ahead of time because I know our holiday party's coming up here rapidly, and I wouldn't get your hopes up. I don't think it's going to be that much of a banger.
Oh, I hope not.
Yeah. Well, so she says that she reported all the human resources and people were fired. Afterward, however, she claims she was threatened and her car window was shattered because, again, they are fast food employees and you don't F around with them because they got nothing to lose.
Right.
They're gangster, right? So rather than address the threats, she said the company simply transferred her to another store where she eventually quit. Now she's seeking compensation for actual consequential and incidental financial losses and accuses Taco Bell of violating anti-discrimination laws, which probably got a case.
I'll take this. This Taco Bell is hiring, correct? Because
Yes,
they
yes.
fired some people because I'm in for that next holiday party. It's coming up on it. So hire me because first off, I've never heard of a fast food, like you were saying, doing a holiday party.
Right.
I didn't even
Yeah.
know Taco Bell had HR. So
Right,
it's
yeah.
like all of this is like, okay, I'm learning a lot. So
Wait, is Taco Bell like McDonald's? Like they're all franchises?
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have to have something.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there was one particular franchisee who was like, yeah, you could have a holiday party here.
Yeah.
This last time he's going to ever say that, Jeff says, I got some stories from Taco Bell. I'm sure you do.
Just that as a singular sentence is great. I got some stories from Taco Bell. You're like, I bet.
I mean, like
We all do.
my
Yeah.
mom works for Circle K, and I'm always her +1 for their holiday parties, and it is just phenomenal to watch all the managers get drunk. Nobody was having sex, but there was one manager who showed up in like this dress that barely covered her hips,
Mhm.
a G-string as thin as could be, and was booty dancing on a lot of people, showing way too much.
Yes, I have seen a lot of crazy things over the years, but I will give you one holiday like party story that I'll share with you that I actually worked at, but then afterwards hung out. It was at Alaskan Bush Company, which is a strip club called APCO.
Abco!
Right. Now, the owner, Damien, there, he had a Christmas party. I came out with my crew, set up a little, casino tables, and we're dealing. But Damien was a huge poker head, right? So after the holiday party wrapped, he's like, "Hey, can you guys stick around and play some poker? I got money. Let's play some hold'em." So we're like, sure. We're all young. We're in our 20s, and there's exotic dancers everywhere, and this guy is like a mafioso, right? So we weren't going to say no to him. So we're sitting there afterwards, and we're playing Texas Hold'em for a couple hours. The time, I don't even know what time we ended up leaving, but by the time it was all said and done, we were wasted, right? And we still had to break down the equipment. And my buddy John, who's my best friend since I was in like 4th grade, was working with me. And he's so drunk. He gets up and he goes to walk out the door, and there's a Christmas tree all set up there. And he falls into the Christmas tree, right? So then he goes to try to get up, and he gets up, and he falls over the Christmas tree again. I shit you not. The dude did it like 6 times. It was like a movie. Like the Christmas tree was attacking him. And I was like, I'm dying laughing, trying to help him. He just got right into the Christmas tree, destroying it. And then Damien's like, "Hey guys, get the fuck out of here."
Right.
I'm like, "We're trying, but this tree won't let him go,
Your tree's killing my friend. Get out of here.
Yeah, dude. It was like almost like the tree had a life of its own and would jump at him, but he could be like far, like a couple feet away, and just gravity, like a magnet, fall into the tree. And he just so drunk.
Like a bad Will Ferrell movie.
Yep.
So yeah, then we ended up like hurriedly getting out of there. And to which the bartender of Apco ended up going to my house later. That's cherry on top.
All right.
Yeah. I was way too drunk for it, but I still appreciate the offer.
Yes. Well, it was the season, and that's what counts, is the thought.
That's exactly, which I got the thought. All right, Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're hanging out here with Chris Quinn, who's going to be a comedian this Friday after the Roadrunners game as we present a comedy night. It's called Laugh Night, and it's going to be super fun, dude. I'm super stoked. So when I was talking with Bob about the setup, I was like, I want it to feel like a comedy club. So I was like, I need you to bust out the uplights, little stage backing. Definitely got to have a bar, because what fun is a comedy night without a bar? Right.
Well, I feel like every comedian has shown up and they're just like, "Oh, this is what you want? No stage." It's just like a bunch of stuff that just doesn't go well with comedy, where it's just like, if we're on the same level, they're not going to respect me.
Right.
So
Yeah.
like, I want a little stage. I want something like that, the right kind of lighting where it makes sense to where it draws attention to the stage, just all of that.
Yeah. And you're absolutely right, dude, because I'm sure you've been in situations where people are booking out comedians all the time, where you're just like in the office of like an H&R Block, and you're like, what?
Or if you're just standing in the back of a brewery, they're like, "Does this guy work here? Did he just plug his microphone in?" Like that's the way it feels. Like they're literally coming up. "Can I get another IPA?" You're just like, "No, I'm trying to do stuff over here."
Yeah, I'm in the middle of my set.
Yeah.
I'm working here.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see it, man, because it sounds like it's going to be great, and I feel like we're all really excited for it. So.
Yeah, no, it's going to be good. There's going to be ways that we're going to interact and involve you guys in the game as well. So
yes.
Yeah, it should be pretty interesting. What have you been looking at right here, Weirdo? You got something to report on?
Going down like a Reddit list about like celebrities that have wildly different personalities in their public personas. And apparently James Gandolfini, right, from Sopranos.
Yeah, rest in
apparently
peace.
like Birkenstock wearing hippie, like listen to Grateful Dead kind of dude, which that really, really surprises me. And then somebody claiming that Bill Nye the Science Guy is a dick.
No, well, you know what? Actually, I'll refute that right now.
I think he's really, really nice.
Have you met Bill Nye?
I have not.
I have met him several times, and because Bill Nye was living in Phoenix, so I've literally served Bill Nye and his family at PF Chang's. Also seen him at a couple different like public events. The guy couldn't have been nicer every single scenario. So whoever's saying that is besmirching his character.
I mean, a bunch of people came on here and like refuted that.
Yeah. Isn't that great? Look, I recently have been like besmirched online, right? And thanks for saying it like that. But here's an update on that. People are defending me online, and it's literally been kind of like making this conflict on these pages that I've been kind of posted about. And I like to thank whoever's like disputing these comments and everything. Thank you so much on that. But yeah, I broke the page. It made it so bad that the moderator of the page had to like make a blanket statement to tell everyone to chill the F out and stop fighting over beef vegan. And I'm like, yeah. So
well, that's good that you got so many people both hating you and liking you.
Well,
you know what I mean?
One person hating me, well,
okay.
maybe a couple,
Yeah.
Probably jumped on the bandwagon, but they didn't even get their information right. Like, oh yeah, have you listened to his show? He's a creep. No, bitch, I get paid to be a creep.
Right.
But in real life, maybe I'm not so creepy.
Birkenstocks and Grateful Dead.
All day long,
Yeah.
exactly. All right, we're going to keep the conversation moving on to podcast broadcast. Be back with your beef tip right after this. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. Yeah. So I've literally had that. It was a whole shit post, and I got a call from my friend, which I got to be anonymous about the names of people who are calling me because these groups are so strict.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're just like, if you screenshot or if you talk about this, we will ban you.
Yep.
Right.
We'll kick you from this group. And
yeah.
And I tried getting into the group, but I think like they maybe have done, did a little extra clicking to see that, I was friends with him or whatever.
Yes,
so yeah, I got denied like 4 times.
Yeah. They're like, no newbies, no new friends. We know why you're here.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of wanted to get on there too because I want to be like, ooh, what's the tea? Like, because there's just entertainment at that point.
Yeah. No, I mean, I saw some of the comments before they started getting reported and deleted.
Mhm.
But yeah, there was like over 30 comments that were all reported and deleted. So the woman in question, who I did date, who's lying about me, is like she's getting flustered in the comments. You could tell because people keep reporting her for spreading lies.
Yep.
And I'm like, that is amazing.
Mhm.
It's so good. So I do feel good about it. But I do also carry around with me a little bit of guilt because she's claiming that I ghosted her, which I didn't ghost her. But I have ghosted before. And I do feel bad about ghosting before. But it's something that is so common. Like everyone's been ghosted or has ghosted at one point or another.
Mhm.
And I don't think it should make you a terrible person. But now, I mean, in hindsight, I am kind of regretful of that. I'm learning from that, and I hope to not be a chicken shit. And if I have to like end a situation, just to man up and end it, no matter how bad you don't want to hurt someone's feelings or hear that.
I like to get really drunk and man up.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, that's always my tactic. I'm like, if I'm sober, I'm ghosting you, but I'm gonna be like, this is over. I deserve better, or something like that. Get a text back. Are you drinking wine? I'm like, yes,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know. I ghost my friends regularly and I feel bad about it sometimes, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm busy.
Mhm.
You didn't text me either. We ghosted each other.
Yes.
Calm down.
There is that where
It's
you're
a
like,
dual ghost.
Yeah.
unless they're blowing your phone up, then that's when I feel bad where I'm like, oh, I really should have responded to that.
Oh,
Right.
99% of the time, the second I turn this phone off and put it down, I don't remember anything that's on it.
Yeah.
So even if you just texted me 30 seconds ago, I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I mean, I still get, speaking of drunk texts, I still get drunk emails from my ex. I literally just got a drunk email that I woke up to this morning that I'm just going to straight up share because I didn't respond to her because, it's lunatic, but this is how ridiculous this is. And I'm not going to respond to it, but I'm going to put her on blast. So she sent me this at 12:30 last night, right? Now I go to bed early. And that's well known, especially with someone I was with for living with for 3 years.
Yeah, exactly.
And I always say, why do you always message me when you're drunk? Because really, she'll just get aggressive and be mean when she's drinking. That was the issue of why we broke up, right? But so she emailed me 12:30 last night randomly. I'm like, she must be drunk. You be the judge. So she starts off with, before you assume I'm drunk.
One of the greatest lead-ins ever.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not, because I don't drink during the week anymore. I just took a late nap and trying to fall asleep. Okay. This was our first Thanksgiving apart. And to be honest, you didn't cross my mind once.
Clearly you did.
Hope you had a great day. I sure did. And that was the first email. And then she followed it up with, so sweet of your mom, message me. So I guess my mom messaged her, happy Thanksgiving. And then of course it didn't come across coherently because she's probably drunk.
Yep.
Yeah. And there's no response, but now I'm like, okay, cool. You didn't think of me at all till
I'm gonna-
Sunday night at 12:30.
Right.
I'm gonna start sending that. I'm not stoned right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before you make an assumption.
Yes. I know how your mind works.
Yep.
So
All right, we're getting on the air here. All right, Rock 102.1 KFMA. We're almost out of time, but all week long, we're going to be joined by hilarious comedians. And I appreciate you coming in, Chris. Chris Quinn has been our in-studio guest. You can see him this Friday after the Tucson Roadrunners game at the Tucson Roadrunners Comedy Club that's located inside the TCC. All you got to do is get tickets to the game. If you go to the game, you're admitted into the comedy club right after the game. There'll be a full bar there waiting for you. So the party goes all night long on Friday. I'm very excited for it. And we're going to have 6 hilarious comedians all performing that night on Dusty's comedy stage. Now, Chris, where can people find you and get to know you a little bit more?
If you want to find me on Instagram, you can find me at C Quinn Comedy. It's spelled like my name, so CQUINN Comedy. And then I run all of the comedy at the Screening Room. So if you're ever downtown at the Screening Room, I run an open mic there on Wednesdays, and then we do just like a bunch of shows. So come on in and check it out, and please come to this show on Friday. Me and all the other comics are extremely excited for it. I'm really excited to watch the hockey game, and literally, it's just going to be a great night.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And I like that you're hosting an open mic on Wednesday. So if you're out there and you've always wanted to do comedy,
yes,
and you're like, how do you do it? Well, you got to get mic time.
Mm-hmm.
So, you just suck it up and you do it. That's it. And the way to do that is the comedy, the open mic nights. So each and every Wednesday night at the Screening Room is open mic. What time does it kick off?
Sign up 6:30. Show starts at 7. We normally go until about 9. I give everybody 5 minutes. And if you really actually want to try it out, there is that point where it's like before you try an open mic and after, because you're never going to know what it's like. You're never going to know how you are on stage. There's just so much to learn from it.
Right.
So if you want to give it a shot, please come out.
Yeah. And honestly, it's one of those things that you just got to keep on trying. And, you know, and everybody bombs. And I'll tell you what, I've been on stage in front of 600 people bombing. And then I went right back on stage in front of 600 more and did okay. And the worst case scenario bombing is nothing. Like after it's all said and done, you're just like, oh, that was it. That's the bad part.
Yeah.
And like, okay, I survived. And I can continue doing this. So it is such a thrill. And if comedy is your thing, then you definitely want to start open micing as much as possible on each Wednesday night at the Screening Room, which will be this Wednesday as well.
Yes.
Nice. All right. Well, before we wrap things up and to see you guys this Friday at the Roadrunners game, I want to give you a beef tip. And apparently, this is the season that we are traveling across the country, maybe visiting family. So here's a beef tip. If you're staying at a hotel, don't ever put your suitcase on the bed.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they say. They say the wheels get filthy from you rolling it everywhere, and everyone's weak now and never carries their suitcase. So when you put the bag on the bed, you risk contaminating it with all that bacteria. So if you're a germaphobe, keep your suitcase off of the bed. Just because you went through the Newark airport and there's probably a new strain of COVID on your wheels you don't even know about yet.
But can I jump on my bed with my shoes?
No, you take your shoes off. Yeah, okay. Even if you're a guest at said bed, And pants are optional too. Chris, I appreciate you coming in. A Weirdo, good job as always. And thank you guys for watching the stream. Don't forget to subscribe to youtube.com/beefvegan. We'll continue our comedy week all week long on the show. And tomorrow morning, we'll give you opportunities to win tickets for Flog and Molly, 4-pack of tickets for your Tucson Roadrunners, and of course, your keyword to be our master of prizes. Till then, Robin Nash is up next. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
When you wish upon a side of beef, soon will come an end to all your grief.
Good to see you, Alex.
But if you
good to see you, Robert.
Mean or kind of bad, I will
Later.
knock out all your teeth.
Babushki.